All right, this is KaotiK Crypto. It's where we defy tyranny. It is August 15th, 2023. And kind of as I've been saying, we've been going sideways and down. That is the projection that I'm expecting. We got some kind of not so great news on the economic front with China as well. That's going to affect everything. I mean, that's China, us, Russia, European Union, Japan. Like those are the main. These are all big nations, big nation states, and something that happens to China, it's going to affect everybody to some degree. Basically, they had bad economic data. They're probably going to a recession, high unemployment, bad retail sales, and it was really bad too, apparently. So there could be a trickle-down effect. I mean, I think it would be worse if the U.S. had had that kind of economic data, but we're a little stronger, so it might not be as bad as we think, but I think it's going to give us I think we're going to get into some scary territory for some. I mean, for me, it's going to be like another day. But I mean, like I'm thinking we're going to have a wave down and probably come down to 23 to 25K. We could go sideways and bore everybody to death, like stay between the 27 to 30K range. So, I mean, that's something you could also prepare for. It doesn't really matter one way or another. This is looking at Bitcoin. As far as the total market cap, we can take a look at that. The problem with, I've been really kind of toting the total market cap, but the problem with the total market cap is that I think it does include stable coins. So it's not really talking about the crypto markets in particular. It's kind of just everything. We'll take a quick look at that. And total market cap it's teetering on the 200-week or 21-week moving average. It's kind of just right on there. Let's look at the 200. I didn't realize that I hadn't taken it off. The 21-week moving average is pretty good for covering bull and bear activity, but yeah, we're still being held by support. I mean, I think as a whole, the markets are healthy. This is total market cap exclude BTC. It's a little less healthy, but I don't think we can really focus on that as much. So, and this is a total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. That kind of shows us we're not really in alt season yet. If we break this region at 388 billion, yeah, we're probably going to be heading on up to altcoin season. It's a newer metric, so it's not a whole lot you can really take from it. But I mean, I could imagine if we had it before. Let's see, take a little paintbrush. You could probably go like something like that, So that would be kind of your point where you break out of it and then come back and retest, or it might be more or something like that. Yeah, doesn't really matter. But anywho's, moving averages are important. Something to look at. Let's take a look at we're going to take a look at the Dixie, which is the U.S. dollar index, as well as just the general stock market. That's what I think is really going to dictate our move up or down. I think because the stocks are they've had a really good rally the last 6 months. The first half of the year was really good. So it just makes sense that we have a pretty sharp correction at some point. S&P doesn't look too bad. I mean, we are getting a pullback. We are getting a correction. Just how bad does it get? I mean, I think it's possible that we come down. Let's take a look at some of these levels here. Like this was obviously an important line of resistance and support. You got a fake out, pull down, resistance, support, resistance. Now we broke out of it. Now what happens most of the time with these things is you break out, and if you want to be bullish, come back down, retest, and then go on up. Something like that. Now that would be the bullish case. I mean, the bearish case could get ugly. I mean, I don't want to talk about the bearish case really because we don't have any confirmation. But if this was come down here and break down here with confirmation, come back up, and then still be rejected, we could be going down, and that would probably take us to about that level actually. Previous COVID, that'd be ugly. It would be ugly, and it would take us. Probably the rest of the decade to come back and break these previous highs. So these are like nightmare scenarios for sure, but I think that's, God, I think that might happen. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't trust economic data on the U.S. side, and I think China's kind of shown us the dark side of what may be to come. But I'm being a little bit of a pessimist. I don't think that's going to hurt crypto as much. I mean, it'll certainly bring down. I think that an event like this would bring crypto down to like 18, 19K, maybe 20K, 21K if it holds up well. But something like that would be similar to the flu thing that happened a few years ago. It would just create a lot of panic, and there's the times when you tend to like to buy, right? So it's good to have some cash on hand. CRO tokens looking really juicy, still so low. It's a 1620x to its all-time high. I think this one could be really juicy to get it on. So keep your eyes open for that one. Algorand just getting still in this tight wedge. I really, I think this is in the same category for me as XRP and XLM, XDC, maybe a little more utility, but it's in this wedge, still stuck in this wedge, and it's really cheap. I'm not the biggest fan because the Clinton Foundation supposedly supports this thing, which kind of pisses me off, but whatever. It looks like Cardano getting a little bit of more sideways action. And we have so much time. I mean, we're not going to start blowing up probably till mid next year on this thing. It's unfortunate, honestly. I'd like to see this thing move faster and move up. We're getting some good prices on these things, though. No doubt about it. I think after the halving next year, which is probably April, May, for Bitcoin, that's what starts the bull run. Okay, here's more Bitcoin dominance. It's hitting resistance. Will it go up higher than 51%? I don't know. I don't think it really will, but it's possible that we do. We break up above this. But before, I don't think we're going to break up above this line. So I'll take a look at a few other things with crypto bubbles. Everything getting hammered. H-bar was a big runner. Rune Thorchain was a big runner. Everything is getting creamed. And this is all due to the China news, China FUD. So, and it's not FUD, it's real stuff. And China is a big player in the crypto industry. It's looking pretty ugly, not gonna lie. Ooh, Maddie got hit pretty hard. Looking at the wrong thing here. Yeah, it's looking kind of ugly. I don't know. Why is this fee? I guess they just changed the setup on Coin 360. It's a little different than I remember. Meh. We got still pretty hot and over leveraged. I mean, again, I called that we'd have a pullback when I saw this spike. This is previous open interest margin resistance. I just think it's overheated. Fear and greed is 53. We're still complacent in the mid 50s, neutral. I mean, I want to see us get scared. I want to see some blood in the streets to buy more. I mean, the altcoins are great buy zones. As far as buying Bitcoin and Ethereum, I'm not longing them. I'm not trading them. Like, I'm not trying to be like, yo, time to buy, make some money. Like, they're kind of boring. I don't really know what they're going to do. And I'm not seeing the hype. August, September tend to be pretty red. So maybe we have a red October. Great movie, but I don't know. I don't know. It's traditionally September is not such a great month. So we will see. We'll take a look at a few more things, I think. But yeah, really the big thing today was the China news. It's pretty ugly. I would take a look at the Dixie, the US dollar, and it is looking, I haven't seen this in a minute. It's looking, So I was kind of worried when we did break out of this and we didn't fall down with conviction. And we have 6 green candles. I mean, it's looking pretty bullish. What's probably going to happen? Now, the US dollar being bullish isn't necessarily bad for Bitcoin in particular, but it's not really great. Like, you want it to be like maybe sideways, but what will probably happen, we might go up a little further and then come down and retest, and something like it. I don't want this to happen, but that's probably what's going to happen. But then it might be good if the U.S. dollar maybe accepts some kind of Bitcoin standard as part of its backing, because there is nothing that backs the U.S. dollar. Big surprise there. So take a look at. And altcoins really got hammered today. They were looking pretty good there for a minute. Kava, oof. I was kind of bullish on Kava for a minute. I don't know what to think about it. Let's take a look at this chart. Its high was $9. Looking at 10x to all-time high. It doesn't look too bad from this chart. I mean, I think it's got some potential. If we start going down here and breaking these lows and it goes boring, I don't know. But I think it has some potential. The H bar is looking pretty healthy. I mean, I think we've already topped. Probably could consolidate on the previous breakout. What gave us the most resistance? Probably this area. It's possible to come all the way down to 5 cents again. We were at 3 cents. I didn't even know we were that far low. Jeez. I mean, it's possible to get another 5-cent entry on H bar. But once you come down here, it's going to be a bounce, and it's going to start taking some bigger lows. This is an older chart, so it's not, doesn't have much price data, but its high was 80 cents, 70, 80 cents. So I mean, I think it's going to go there more. So in my opinion, take a look at what else we got. Tezos, XRPs, pretty much. Yeah, this is good knowledge right here. So talking about like leveraging, what about on trade? This is a good entry. We're basically come down to previous resistance. We may go down a little bit more, have a touch, maybe a little spike down. This is the area that I'd be like, okay, loading up on XRP for the next spell up. So, I mean, it might be a little while. It might be October, November. That would make sense to start getting these big numbers. So, but it's pretty much retraced. It's a bull flag. I don't know if it's really a bull flag anymore. It should have already gone up. So it's probably just correcting on this previous level of resistance volume node. So XLM might be a better choice. So it's doing the exact same thing though. Support resistance. Where was it bouncing around? Where couldn't it reclaim? Is this area right here, and that's the area that we are currently being supported by. So as long as we're supported by this and stay up, it's just as bullish as XRP. 78 cents is the high. It's like 7x, 8x to the all-time high. Actually, that's not the all-time high. Or is it? I believe it went to $1 or two. I like this chart. I don't like this chart. It's Stellar XLM. It's okay. But anyway, I think it went to $1 or something. So still a safe bet, I think, to a degree. NASDAQ just got ripped, and like when I look, this is what concerns me. Look at all this price action. This is the 2001 bull market, I guess. It's 2000. This is basically I can remember, .com bubble. All the websites and stuff, and it just corrected really hard. We don't look quite that exuberant. It wasn't as unsustainable. The difference between the .com bubble and now, I'll tell you right now, is that we are on the moving averages very steady. We're going to be going up over time because there's just more money in the market and more people in the market. But what will probably happen is we get a retest onto this blue line right here. And it would probably be something like this. And it'll take the rest of the decade to probably break up these all-time highs. It's sad but true. Anyways, that's what I think will probably happen. That's the moving average. So it'll probably dwindle on that. But the difference between it's when you get away from these moving averages when you start like wondering, especially if you get really far away, like over here. But, it wouldn't have saved you if you had exited. So, anyways, I'm probably gonna kind of call it a little bit early. I just wanted to check in really quick. I mean, I'm still expecting lower levels from here. With this news, I think the news is going to get negative again. You may get some SEC FUD with the crypto market. So just brace in there. Just be happy that you're getting another 6 months of accumulation, cheap prices. So we'll check back in. If anything comes up, I'll make a post. Peace.